Aging isn't about slowing down, it's about stepping into your power. Welcome to Don't Let the Old Lady In, the podcast where we challenge outdated beliefs about getting older and embrace wellness, self-love, and confidence. Your host is Lori Gardner, a registered nurse and nationally board-certified health and wellness coach, and she is your guide on this journey to vibrant, mindful living. Each episode will explore topics that nourish your mind, body, and spirit and how to navigate health issues in the healthcare system as you age so you can live with energy, purpose, and joy. Let's get started. Here's your host, Lori Gardner. Welcome to Strong, Sexy, and Ageless, why strength training is the real fountain of youth. And today we're diving into more than just muscle. We're talking about building the kind of strength that transforms your body, mind, and your spirit. I'll also be sharing some powerful insights from Dr. Peter Attia's book, Outlive, that I highly recommend, and how strength training is one of the best investments you can make for your future self. So ladies, let's get started. Let's get started with a little inspiration. A quote, "And I said to my body softly, I want to be your friend. It took a long breath and replied, I've been waiting my whole life for this." Another quote from Embrace Your Real goes like this: "The moment you start appreciating movement for what it is, rather than using it as punishment, is the moment you find freedom and peace within your body." And Hippocrates said, "Walking is the best medicine. The body achieves what the mind believes. Your body hears everything your mind says, so stay positive." So why is strength training a non-negotiable over 50? Well, after 50, strength training isn't a nice to have, it's an essential. According to Dr. Peter Attia, he talks about the, in quotes, centenarian decathlon, training now for things you want to still do at 90, like climbing stairs, picking up your grandkids, carrying your own groceries, living independently and joyfully. He emphasizes that muscle mass, strength, stability, and aerobic capacity are the pillars that predict your long-term health span, your years of life lived in good health, not just survival. And ladies, here's the kicker. If you don't actively build these reserves now, you won't have enough when you really need them later. Boy, is that some inspiration, huh? So strength isn't just about the body you want, it's about the life you want. So how does strength training incorporate into my favorite 12 dimensions of wellness, that mind, body, spirit wellness wheel? Well, it naturally touches so many dimensions of wellness. So let's explore how. Physical wellness. Well, building strength protects your joints, bones, improves weight management, heart health, and reduces risk of cardiovascular disease. As far as emotional wellness, exercise is one of the most potent natural antidepressants and confidence boosters. It releases endorphins, promoting a sense of happiness and well-being. What about intellectual well-being? Well, learning new lifts, new weight machines, mastering form, tracking progress, all challenge your brain. Spiritual wellness, honoring your body and celebrating what it can do, becomes a spiritual practice of gratitude. It can be a form of meditation and enhance your connection with God or your higher power and nature, which is extremely healing. So as far as social wellness, working out with others fosters connection, camaraderie, and accountability. How about that environmental wellness? Let's get outside nature, ladies. Outdoor movement connects you with nature's rhythms, and that is all good for you. As far as your occupational wellness, outdoor, energy, endurance, and mental clarity improve your work and purpose-driven projects. Financial wellness, investing in your health now saves major healthcare costs later. Creative wellness, designing fun, fresh routines sparks creativity. Movement reduces stress, sharpens focus, and builds emotional resilience. And relational wellness, when you're in good shape, you've got strong energy, you're showing up as your best self in relationships. So, the inner dimensions that are extremely important in all facets of our life, but let's talk about it in regards to strength training, self-love, responsibility, and your thoughts and feelings. Now, this is the piece most people miss, so listen up, because this is your foundation. Sometimes maybe you've tried to strength train and exercise and you haven't achieved that habit consistently. You got to know that strength training isn't just physical. It's deeply emotional, mental, and spiritual. In regards to self-love and responsibility, these are dimensions that either fuel your strength journey or they block it. Here's how. Self-love means you believe you are worthy of investing time and energy and care into yourself. If you don't love and value yourself, it's easy to think, why bother? I'm too far gone. I'll never lose this weight. My mother never did. And you give up before you even start. Self-responsibility means you own your choices. No one else can lift those weights for you. No one else can stretch for you. No one else can live your life for you. You get to say, I am responsible for my vitality. I am responsible for my joy. I am responsible for my aging journey. And then when it comes to thoughts and feelings, they can either hold you back or rocket you forward. If you believe, I'm too old, I'm too weak, it's too late, those thoughts will become your reality. But if you choose to believe, I am getting stronger every day, my body is capable of incredible change, every small action builds my future self, then your feelings shift from fear to hope, from defeat to empowerment, and your actions follow. This is the deeper muscle we have to build, our mind. And ladies, I believe you've heard my story about my big surgeries, and I'm not going to repeat it here, but I will say that those were gifts. Sometimes if we don't go through the tough stuff, we don't build that mind muscle. I had to build that mind muscle in order to get better, or I was just going to decline, and I wasn't going there. Remember last week I said, not letting that in, not letting that old lady in. So here's an interesting way of looking at also this concept of strength training. Nurturing the mind-body-spirit connection outside the gym is equally important. So here's a quote, unknown author. Your body hears everything your mind says. Stay positive. Training the mind is just as important as training the body. Cultivating a positive mindset can greatly impact your exercise routine and overall well-being. Mindfulness and meditation can help you become more present during your workouts, allowing you to fully engage with your body and amplify the benefit of your exercise routine. Buddha said, to keep the body in good health is a duty. Otherwise, we shall not be able to keep the mind strong and clear. Isn't that so true? So that mind-body-spirit connection extends beyond the confines of the gym or exercise studio. It encompasses all aspects of our lives, including our thoughts, actions, and daily routines. To fully tap into the transformative power of this connection, it's essential to nurture your mind, body, and spirit outside of workouts as well. Practicing self-care is a vital component of maintaining a healthy mind-body-spirit connection. This can involve activities such as getting enough sleep, eating nourishing foods, engaging in hobbies, and surrounding yourself with positive influences. Remember to listen to your body's needs and prioritize self-care practices that align with your individual well-being. So here's a subject that is important in this topic as well. Breaking free of limiting beliefs. Many women over 50, heck, even women over 30 I've spoken to, carry deep limiting beliefs about strength. Some of them could be, I'm too old to start lifting weights. I'll just get injured. It's not worth it anymore. Strength training is only for the young athletic people, and we know none of that is true. What's true is that your body is highly adaptable at any age, especially when you start with care, consistency, and support. And if anybody wants to have a one-on-one with me, if you're struggling with a health issue, I will happily share how I told my body how it was going to recover and how I was not going to get any of the complications that typically came with this big surgery and how I was going to get my strength back after being down and out for 2 months. So I have heard many experts in the field talk about, in fact, one podcaster was a pretty well-known physician. She was awesome. She said, and I just took this one thing away to share with everybody I meet. Ladies, put down those little pink 5-pound weights and start getting bigger and stronger. 5-pound weights just aren't enough. Now, I want to just preface this all by saying if you're just starting out in strength training, get some input from your physician just to make sure you get clearance and everything's okay. And it's okay to start at 5 pounds. It's okay to start at 2 pounds. It's okay to start with a can of soup. But the point is keep building up over time. And you will benefit if you can get some expert help from a trainer, or you can read a lot online to learn to make sure you're doing form right and all of that. There's a lot. I'm not going to go into all of that, but it's important to be safe with the strength training, so that requires some expert input. Don't just go it on your own. So I'm happy to have a quick call on that. So Dr. Peter Attia emphasizes that deliberate practice beats raw talent. It's the same with strength. Slow, smart, steady progress leads to massive long-term gains, even if you're starting later in life. You're only the real enemy, the belief that you can't change. And that's just a story you're powerful enough to rewrite starting today, okay? So real strength is sexy and ageless, right? Ladies, strength is beautiful. Strength is magnetic. Strength is sexy because it radiates energy, confidence, vitality, and life force. I know you've run or walked past someone who's got this life force, and she's got that mind-body-spirit connection going on. She's got self-love and responsibility going on. She's committed to herself. She's committed to not shrinking with age. We're all not shrinking with age. We are expanding into our most powerful selves. So every rep, every workout, every choice to take care of your body is a radical act of self-love, self-respect, and future creation. I often tell people at the end of the year when they think about what they want the next year to look like, what their body, the New Year's resolutions, I say, why don't you write out what you want your future body to look like? And you will create it. You are building a body and a spirit that can carry your dreams, your adventures, your relationships, and your joy into the decades ahead. And that, my friend, is true agelessness. So let's anchor in the benefits of movement. Sometimes when we anchor in the benefits, it can be somewhat inspirational to keep moving forward. So, benefits of movement include improving cardiovascular health and increasing stamina, strengthened muscles and enhanced flexibility, helps with weight management and reduce risk of chronic disease. In regards to mental and emotional well-being benefits, the release of endorphins promote a sense of happiness and well-being. It reduces stress and anxiety and symptoms of depression. It enhances cognitive function and improved focus. There is also a movement movement can be a pathway to spiritual growth. Because movement can be a form of meditation and self-expression. Anything that simplifies or quiets your mind, ladies, in my opinion, is meditation and mindfulness. So if you can go to the gym like I go to the gym, now nobody would think I was meditating with my music on really high, but I don't have any thoughts. And whatever gremlin-type thoughts I have are getting blown out with my strength training. So think of that also. You're connecting with your inner self and you're accessing a higher state of consciousness because you're moving all those crazy 60,000 same thoughts we have day in and day out. You're shutting them down a little bit. There's modalities like Qigong, where they use exercises to optimize energy within the body, mind, and spirit. Those are very interesting ways to move. Tai Chi, another one, gentle exercise and moving meditation. That benefits mental and physical health. Also enhances our connection with nature and the universe. So, what are some practical, mind-body tips to boost your workout motivation? Hold on, wait till the end. I have a great handout for you. But 8 mind-body tips to boost your workout motivation. 1, find activities that resonate with you and set clear goals. Ladies, we are bombarded with 1,000 different ways to exercise. But that's where I say go within yourself, move away from external stimuli, find out what works for you, because you are creative, resourceful, and whole, and you are the expert in your body, no one else. Number 2, start with small, manageable steps and build momentum at your own pace. 3, begin each exercise session with mindfulness, deep breathing, and a positive mindset, along with an I can do it attitude. And start with your positive mantras, which I will include in your handout. 4, incorporate mindfulness practices into your workouts, such as deep breathing, body awareness, and pride in your body. 5, create an uplifting and energizing playlist tailored to your preferences. I'm happy to share. I have several playlists, and if these don't get you going, ladies, I don't know what will. Happy to share them. Let me know. Also, 6, design a weekly workout schedule that fits into your lifestyle and allows for rest and recovery. Make a pact to not cheat in honor of your body. Just do it. I work out Monday, Wednesday, and Friday for 2 hours, and I do at home, a few things at home on Tuesday and Thursdays, but that's my major. I have to rest my body from that heavy-duty strength training. 7, participate in group classes or sports activities for added social interaction. Pickleball is wonderful for the aging adult community because there's so much social interaction. And if anybody else out there plays and it's got that scoring down, boy, is that good for your cognitive improvement. 8, get an accountability buddy, coach, or trainer, whatever you need, ladies. I needed a trainer who I still work with every 2 weeks because I didn't want to hurt myself. I wanted to really push the limits on my strength training, and I need that expertise so I wouldn't get hurt. I also needed the accountability because I'll be admitted, he calls me a cheater. If I have to do 20 reps of something, I might quit at 18. And if I'm left alone, I'm stopping at 18 because I have that mantra that comes in and says, "Oh, that's enough for somebody my age." So I need him to keep me in line. So there's also the ability to achieve harmony by moving, and that connects the mind and body because it releases the endorphins and helps relieve stress. Allows us to take a break from everyday challenges and responsibilities. I look at some people I walk into the gym with, I'm like, here we are. This is fantastic. We get to be here, do the strength training, move out all the gremlins and the inner critics out of our brain and become just awesome in this period that we're in the gym. It also helps emotions move through the bodies. I do a whole special section on emotions and feelings. And, sometimes they get stuck in our body. I believe we have to honor our emotions and feelings, but I don't think they have to stay with us forever. So it helps to do this body awareness and strength training to move some of these emotions out. It's also it's an outlet for self-expression, right? So as you move your body and listen to uplifting music or inspirational podcasts that speak to your soul, you really are almost killing 2 birds with one stone. But it has to be something that resonates with you. I emphasize that you need to celebrate small victories along the way, whether you complete an extra set of squats or improve your endurance during a run. Acknowledging and applauding your progress boosts confidence and spurs you on to continue. Now, I want to emphasize here, we're not looking for perfection and we're not looking for great, it's a marathon, not a sprint. So take your time, even if you're just starting out, going up, listen, after my surgery, I had to figure out how to walk more than 20 steps. So every day there's a little bit more. Every day a little bit more after that. And then I started doing stairs. If that's all you can do, it's perfect. Give yourself the honor of patience and time. Over time, small steps over time, you will get there. Just start really simple. You may even just want to do stairs, or you may just want to do 2 sets of squats. But I want to bring you something really interesting that's also in the handout as I close up here. There is something called an exercise snack. I tend to do this on my Tuesdays and Thursdays when I'm not in the gym. And it was developed by Dr. Martin Jabala. He was a professor of kinesiology at McMaster University in Hamilton. And he's the author of the 1-minute workout. Hey, ladies, how does that sound? A 1-minute workout. Well, he explains that there are proteins in the body that serve as a molecular fuel gauge and trigger physiological remodeling and responses to the stress of exercise. And brief bouts of vigorous exercise can activate these proteins, similar to traditional endurance training, and despite a lower time commitment. How about that? So the details of it are in the handout, but just suffice it to say it is literally just a short period of time. You may do 60 seconds of a warm-up with jumping jacks, and then maybe 60 seconds of squats, and then you rest for 60 seconds by walking in place. And you go back up and do 60 seconds. So it's really a quick way to just, and they've proven that this is very beneficial. So it could be perfect for those that aren't quite ready to do vigorous actions. So you can just modify it to what you can do. It could be just as simple as doing running in place, or, high knee running in place kind of thing, or walking in place, whatever. But it's an exercise snack. It doesn't have to be highly structured. I sometimes just put on music and dance, and in between dancing, I'll do some jumping jacks, but, maybe just 2 or 3 minutes. That's it. So remember, tiny, consistent steps equal massive transformation over time. So if you need support designing a fitness over 50 plan that activates all these 12 dimensions, but more importantly, activates your inner power of self-love and self-responsibility, and get those thoughts in the right place, then get in touch with me. I'm happy to help. So my gift today to you is to get started with a handout you can find in the show notes, Mind Body Exercise Hacks to Boost Workout Motivation. This will help you reach new levels of physical and mental well-being. I have a walking meditation in there. I have the details of doing that exercise snack, and you'll get several mantras that you can use maybe even before you work out or after to appreciate your body and talk to your body in the nicest possible way, because it's listening. And there's a quick exercise how to increase your energy. So ladies, thanks for tuning in to Don't Let the Old Lady In. And I hope this inspired you to remember we don't need to let that old lady in. And I can attest to having gone through a low period and a major surgery and losing all of my muscle, everything, and building it back up. Like, I can't even believe that the body healed from what it did, and then I could create muscle on top of it. So please get in touch with me if you'd like some more assistance. But for now, thanks for tuning in. Remember, if you love this episode, please share with friends. Get them to come on board. I want to start a movement where we are not letting the old lady in. So I'm happy if you drop some comments, follow, like. It all helps me at the end. And in the meantime, until next time, which we'll be talking about food, nourishing, weight, all of it. Stay tuned for next week. But until then, stay strong, stay radiant, and know that strength is sexy. Aging is optional. You can do it. And that's a wrap on today's episode of Don't Let the Old Lady In. Remember, age is just a number. Your mindset, energy, and passion are what truly define you. If this episode spoke to you, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with a friend. Subscribe and leave a review so we can continue this journey together. You are strong, vibrant, and unstoppable. Until next time, keep living boldly, loving yourself fully, and most importantly, don't let the old lady in.